here once again, and we're finally moving on to Mega Man 8. And this intro really shows what the cartoon should have been. I don't understand why we got what we did and not this kind of thing, but anyway, enjoy some cool, true Mega Man anime kind of thing here. So yeah, as you saw in the intro, I have over 300 subscribers now, for which I am incredibly thankful, so thanks to each and every one of you who subscribe and watch my videos. I'm glad you enjoy it. That's what keeps me going. As annoying as Quickman is, that fight looks pretty awesome. Meanwhile, here's the most ridiculous one. Yes, throwing Charged Man into Pharaoh Man. Gotta love it. And Rush contributes. And Proto Man just stands in the middle of nowhere trying to look cool. We can take joy in the animation in this first part because it's just the animation. There's no voice acting. That gets pretty bad at some points. You'll see that in the next intro. Oh gods. Nice little group cast shot, but who's that guy in the back? We'll meet him later. Yes, believe it or not, that's Mega Man's voice. Right, so let's go ahead and get this started, shall we? Meanwhile, a few miles away... Super Comet Battle Extreme! Well, the purple one turned into a skull, so we know it must be evil. It even fires beams that turn into skulls. Yes, that's as loud as that guy's ever going to get. And let's call this one a draw, shall we? Though at least the blue one's still in blazing comet form. Of all the planets in all the universe, they had to crash into ours. Hey, purple guy, you're not looking too good. Oh, that's bad. Elsewhere.
Mega Man, today we finish this.
Hey, Dad! Why must they fight you? We are not enemies!
Shut up.
Naive as ever. You only blew up my dad's lab. We're not enemies.
No! Mega Man, hurry! You must come with me!
You can't leave yet.
Foiled by elevator cables.
Dad, you'll have to take care of this some other time.
No!
And yes, apparently he's a fish and not a musical term.
Don't run away, coward. You'll pay for this insult. I'll be back.
And now for the worst voice in the game.
Dr. Light, what is the problem?
A strange meteor has fallen to Earth just a while ago. This meteor seems to be emitting a powerful energy signature. Something this powerful must not fall into the hands of evil.
Be very, very
Dr.
quiet.
Light.
We're
I'm
hunting
on it.
meteors.
If you can, please bring the meteor back.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Fudd. So, as we load the next stage, we have this adorable little field of Mets. How very nice. So here we have the deserted island at the start of the game, with the crumpled remains of the Mecha Dragon back there. That's kind of sad and creepy, actually. Anyway, let's move on, and meet one of the few new enemies we're going to find in this game. Aloha Dodonpa. Basically a Dodonpa cannon that hides under these palm trees. It's only seen here in the intro stage, because that's the only place with palm trees. Most of the enemies in this game, we've seen them before in Mega Man and Base, because Mega Man and Base reused the stage and enemy graphics from this game. Hey, Rush. Yes, Rush has something for us, as well as a message from Dr. Fudd, or Dr. Light. Mega Man, can you hear me? I've searched the island, but can't find it on any map. Then what was that map that you showed us at the start of the game? That looked like a map of the island to me. Did you just think you were shooting us off into the ocean? You're irresponsible. It's a creepy island. Be careful, Mega Man. Your new weapon is ready. Take it with you. It's called the Mega Ball. You can kick it to attack the enemies. It's a powerful weapon. Except it isn't, really. It's only really useful against the boss of this intro stage, and one of the Wily stage bosses that you have no real choice but to attack it that way. That secret passage there, it's only really useful if you're going after bolts, and since I can't buy any of the spare parts in this run, I'm not going to bother with the bolts. I may eventually do a smaller secondary series for this game, though, to show where all the bolts were, kind of like how I did with the database discs. But that does give me an opportunity to rant about one of the few things on Mega Man 8 that I really do hate. The fact that you can't buy all the parts from Roll. Even if you cheated, even if you used action replay codes to have as many bolts as you wanted, there's not enough space on the menu for you to get all the parts. And doing it legitimately, there's only a finite number of bolts in the game, and it's nowhere near enough to get all the parts, and that's always annoyed me. But anyway, I digress. Let's move on to the boss of the intro stage, Claw Crab. He's a giant enemy crab, but since I can't use the Mega Ball or charged shots, I can't hit his weak point for massive damage. If you hit him with either of those, it knocks his shell back and exposes the core, which has a bigger hitbox and takes more damage from your attacks. I have to instead shoot the eyes, which has a much smaller hitbox and takes far less damage. Basically, for this fight, you want to keep your distance, dodge his jumps, dodge the bombs that he throws sometimes. That's the thing that has kept keeping me from completing this stage, is those bomb attacks of his. Whoa, hey. For an intro boss, this guy can get pretty hectic, actually. He's given me more trouble than I really thought he would. Hopefully this will be the one where I finally take him down. Because I'm getting tired of this guy. You might notice that even hitting the shell with uncharged shots, it does knock the shell back a little bit, but nowhere near long enough for me to get any shots in on the core. Come on, die already. You're an intro stage boss. You shouldn't be taking me this long. There we go. Yeah, we got a clear shot of the core there for a while.